Hi friends, today we are going to do a short video on the adversary, or you can say the Satan, the fallen angels and the demons. Now, the word devil is from the Greek word diabolos, which means slanderer or accuser. Fallen angels is a wicked or a rebellious angel that has been cast out of heaven. You can Google on this. Now, a demon is considered as an unclean spirit, a fallen angel, or a spirit of unknown type which may cause demonic possession and may call for exorcism. I've written possession twice. Now, what is according to the scriptures? Now, in Revelation 12:9, you can see it's written, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth. He was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Now you can see the hierarchy is the devil with a third of the angels of the heaven, the fallen angels who used to follow him. They were thrown out of heaven, the reason being pride. You can go and check that out in 1 Timothy 3:6. And what are demons? Now you know, devil is the dragon which was cast out, called the devil or the Satan, which deceiveth. He was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. The fallen angels and devils is explained in the scripture. Now, what about the demons? Now, according to the scripture, in Genesis 6:1-2 verse 4, it was written there were giants on earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came into the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. Now you can go and read the rest of the scripture. There is just one line of the scripture after that. Now basically, devil is the numero uno angel according to the scripture, who was cast out of heaven along with a third of the angels of heaven who were his followers, and they came into the daughters of men and bore children, which were the demons. Now, demon is an evil, you can say demon is an evil spirit, and like my understanding of it is, they don't have, these were the children of fallen angels and human women, as said in the scripture, and as they don't have a soul, they cannot go to hell or heaven, and so they keep on wandering the earth, and their main job or task is, since they are like wandering spirits, they like to torment and make fun of humans. Now, the difference between the devil and the fallen angels and demons, according to me, is that the devil can materialize and the fallen angels can materialize, them being angels. But the demons, they cannot materialize, they need to possess a body to, be seen. Now, what I feel is that, inequities and unfair practices is what invites them in our lives. And yes, they cannot harm us without our invitation or without us getting into unfair practices. And their main task is that they first do not let us get something or achieve something, and if we do achieve something, they do not let us keep it. So the best way to avoid these beings is to stay out of unfair practices or inequities, basically to stay out of sinning. Now, my take on the whole thing is that the root of evil is unfair practices. I can talk about so many things, about so many psychologists saying so many things, but you just write down or just see all the unfair practices, and it is like, it's like a vicious circle. Our human mind has infinite capacity. So depending on the, us facing good or bad situations, which can lead due to, actually bad situations which can lead due to unfair practices going around, we can become good or bad, the way we perceive these things. So the root of everything is unfair practices. We pay someone less because of, in accordance to their incapabilities, they steal, and again you can see the evil is done. Then there are so many other ways. People sin in so many ways, and the root of all the evil is unfair practices. Now, it can be a bias, which can also be an unfair practice in so many ways. All the unfair practices which are happening on this planet, and due to our mind having infinite capacities to do good or evil, due to these unfair practices happening in our lives or in the lives of others, the infinite mind gets triggered to do anything, good or bad, depending on the circumstances and situations. So my take on this is, we should completely avoid unfair practices. That is my take on it. You want to believe it, you believe it, or you don't want to believe it, you don't believe it. Now I would like to quote a scripture from the Bible which also supports my take. This I realized after I thought about this root cause of evil, or the root cause of wrong happening to us and others. Now, our battle, according to Bible, that's in Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle against flesh and blood. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Now you can understand what the scripture says very clearly. It's not against flesh and blood we wrestle. It's not, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against the spiritual wickedness in high places. Now, what I believe, again, this is what I believe, that the infinite capacity of a human mind to do anything leads it to do infinite good or infinite bad. Right? Yes, these things are there according to me. You want to get a protection against it, you can just check Isaiah 49:25 in the Bible. That's my take. I've helped a lot of my clients by them using this scripture in their life. Then there are ways of getting out of generational curses. There are some little things you have to do, or little or a long way of removing generational curses by reading a particular book. But what I would suggest finally is, as one point I forgot to tell you is that yes, when these activities are happening in your life, you do feel there are a lot of things. There can be a separate kind of video which can be made on this. You feel a lack in all the spheres of your life, and yes, like I told you earlier, SNR 4925 does help. So my take on this is, again, what I have told you, to completely avoid unfair practices, and according to the scripture, you can just, you can see the video again, you can know what all has been said. And if you have any questions regarding this, you can call me and you can ask me, because knowing the enemy is very important to fight him. And I guess in this short video I have tried to explain most of it. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to this channel, and if you like to ask any questions, there are no charges. You can simply mail me or write it on Facebook, and I will get back to you. Thanks for time. God bless you.